You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, this is pretty interesting. Now, the WNBA All-Star Game and All-Star Weekend will be in Indiana this year. Of course, Indiana is where Caitlin Clark plays for the Fever. And it seems that one of the sponsors involved with the WNBA All-Star festivities, more specifically the three-point contest, they're doing what they can to try to get Caitlin Clark to, I guess, get involved with this contest, because they have put a hell of a lot more money into the coffers, the hopper, into the piggy bank, to try to get Caitlin Clark involved. And not just a little, because the amount in the CBA, I looked at it and was just laughing. I was like, yeah, Caitlin Clark's not even going to entertain that. I still don't know that she's going to entertain this, but I thought there was a pretty good shot she would probably be in it, just because of the hometown fans and the fact that Indiana is hosting this thing. So here we go. The WNBA is improving its pitch to get Caitlin Clark to participate in her first professional three-point contest. The Women's National Basketball Association announced Thursday that it is raising the prize money awarded by sponsor Aflac for the WNBA's three-point contest to $60,000, which matches the first place prize winnings for the NBA's competition. The difference, however, is that the WNBA's prize is given via a sponsor, whereas the NBA's is written into the CBA. Additionally, the NBA rewards other participants ranging from $10,000 for the last place up to $40,000 for the runner-up. The total purse is $195,000. That's more than 3 times the amount. So I guess if you come in second, what do you get? I don't know. According to the WNBA CBA, the three-point contest winner receives $2,575, meaning this year's first prize is actually $62,575. However, the remaining participants don't get a share of the sponsor's prize pool and receive just $1,030. So if you're the runner-up, you're watching whoever wins get $62,575, and you're sitting there with a hair over $1,000. That's interesting. The number of WNBA three-point participants is not set, but there were just 5 players last year. If that continues this season, the total purse would be $66,695. The WNBA All-Star prize money is another point in the growing list of issues the league and players must agree on during their CBA negotiations. The WNBA-PA opted out of the current CBA in October, and a new deal, if ratified, will kick in by the 2026 season. You can expect all this to go up once the actual media TV rights deal kicks in, the new one. Now, how much? I don't know. I would guess regular salaries will, I would assume, at minimum double, and I'm thinking more like triple, you know? They're still not getting $5 million a year. None of them are. It doesn't matter. They're just, even with the massive ratings, interest, and everything else that Caitlin Clark has sparked, the revenue is still not going to be there compared to the NBA. I mean, the NBA is as much bigger as the new media rights deal is, and it's a lot bigger than it was. It's 4 times as big as it was when it starts. The NBA's obviously is much, much, much larger. Clark did not join last year's contest, even though the winner's prize money was raised to $57,575, with $55,000 coming from Aflac. So Aflac tried to get her in last year, in other words. Last season was the first time a sponsor supplemented the league's prize money, which also included $55,000 for the Skills Challenge winner, but the announcement of the increase came just one day before competition. So they're getting it out there early. While it hasn't been confirmed whether Clark will participate in this year's contest, it appears to be part of the plan. The NBA was reportedly, Adam Silver tried to lure her over to the NBA contest during its All-Star weekend in February, akin to Steph Curry versus Sabrina Ionescu shootout last year, but Clark declined. According to ESPN, Clark wants her first three-point contest to be this season with the WNBA. So ESPN's reporting that she's going to be in it. The 2025 WNBA All-Star festivities will be hosted by Clark in the Indiana Fever this year, July 18th, 19th, Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. So, I mean, ESPN is saying that she's going to jump in this thing. But it's interesting that Aflac upped it last year and this year. They tried to get her involved last year, I guarantee you, but I would have been so shocked if she'd have decided not to have done it, considering the All-Star game is going to be in Indianapolis, and everything's going on. It's going to be very big for the Indiana Fever, basketball, sports, that entire weekend. Can you imagine the frenzy? The amount of eyeballs that are going to tune in to watch Caitlin Clark in a three-point contest? I mean, the All-Star game itself, I believe, was the highest-rated game in all of the WNBA last year. I think they got somewhere like 3.5 million viewers, which for the WNBA is ginormous. It would be interesting if the skills competition and three-point contest could actually beat the All-Star game. I doubt it would, because Caitlin Clark will be playing in the All-Star game too. And I think you're going to be surprised at some of who the participants are, because some of her teammates are going to get voted in there for sure. You can figure Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, but then I think you may see some other teammates that are elevated in popularity because they came over to the Fever, end up getting involved. So this is interesting. Does Caitlin Clark need the money? Absolutely not. She's making a large amount of money, mainly off of sponsors and advertisers and, these deals that she's got with all these different brands. I think I looked the other day. It was like 8 or 10 or 12 or 15 companies. It was something ridiculous that Caitlin Clark was involved with. So Affleck's trying to nail it down, though, it seems like, or they're trying to sweeten the pot to get one of the other heavy hitters involved. The one that obviously comes to mind that everybody, I'm sure, is thinking of is everybody wants to see Sabrina Ionescu versus Caitlin Clark. That's what I want to see. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.